Hi, Paul Hepty here with the Triangle O football system. Want to talk about phase one install, where we use a scaffolding technique of teaching and building upon stretch zone using a fly stretch and a speed option. What we're trying to do here is just build upon that one blocking scheme of stretch outside zone and add complementary schemes on the back end to take advantage of the strengths of your personnel. Recommendation here, as you install here with stretch zone, I would recommend picking one initially. You can always add the other as your offense evolves, but pick it based on who you want to get the ball to. Who are your dynamic players and you want to get the ball in their hands. If it's your A receiver, then stretch fly is a great play to do that, and then you'll see a run action pass off of that as a second phase. If your quarterback and your running back are your impact people, then speed option is the one I would pick. It's a great way to get the ball to the back end space. Again, using your quarterback who's a good decision maker, and it's a great blitz leader, as you see here then too. Let's take a look. This is our fly stretch. If we want to start to get what's called jet sweep or fly sweep, we simply add the signal of the directional hand flapping. We don't need to make any verbal call. It's automatically Lobos and Rebels. So the verbal would just be Lobos, for example, here. And then the back, the quarterback, and the A receiver who's in motion knows he is going to be the ball carrier now. One thing we change up is the X, or the play side receiver. The X in this case is going to use a push crack block because the running back now will go an arc release and block the number one defender being the corner. The offensive line here is, and H here's Lobos, so everything's the same there. The backside receiver now, away from the H, is going to run the glance route, so we still have our Mickey read, RPO read on the mic. That if that mic fills hard through the A and B gaps, play side, we can go ahead, pull this, and hit the Z on a glance route. Next then is a run action pass off of the fly stretch. Great complement. These two work really well together. It's called pray for post. Real simple here. We're going to use our north verbal cue as a prefix to the call, which will alert the offensive line to still use their stretch outside zone blocking scheme, but stay on the line of scrimmage because it is going to be a pass now. Run action, but then pass. You'll see the X receiver now will start to do is push crack block, just take 3 steps inside, and then he's going to take off vertical. Ideally, just get by the corner and then stay outside the hash in between there and the numbers. So just get vertical is the key. The A is still going to come in motion, fake the jet stretch, and then continue with a swing route. The B will lead block, but again, stay at the line of scrimmage looking to be a lead blocker to the B if that is a check down. And then the Z continues to run the glance route on the backside. Quarterback, real simple, is going to get a nice 2 or 3 shuffle steps here across to really draw this out. Allow the X to get vertical, and it's going to just focus on the ox the whole way. The ox fills on support. This is when you want to call this play, because then you've got the X going vertical and you've got the Z on the backside. Again, at any time, if there's a gray area, that X is not wide open, whether the ox drops or the corner actually covers that over top, then always come back to that glance route and the backside. Pray for post. Real simple signal here is you just put your hands in prayer sign and on top of the forehead, and then you give your Lobos or Rebel signal. Again, anything at the top of the head tells the quarterback to use a north verbal cue, which cues as run action pass. The next option then is to go with speed option. Again, as I mentioned, if your quarterback is a dynamic player and your running back, this is a great blitz beater. All we do here for the signal and the verbal is we just add a letter O as a prefix to Lobos and Rebels, and the signal is just an upside down OK sign, doing that sweeping forward action for Lobos and Rebels. Again, you can see this is out of 2x2, but you can run this out of 3x1, and you can run this either way. That's what makes it so flexible and easy to install. Again, outside zone blocking by the line, but the difference here now is anytime you hear an O, the play side tackle is going to leave 3. We call that the defensive end, and is going to use what we call a veer step technique, where he's going to step straight upfield with his inside foot and just climb straight upfield after the combo block on that defensive tackle. He's going to block the first backer within his framework or back inside, never chase outside. The H then arc releases to number 2, which is the Sam. X blocks number 1. If we ran this to the slot receiver side, the Z would block the dog, the number 1, and the A would block that Mr. 0, which is number 2. We still would read the defensive end, number 3. Again, steps with the running back, he's just going to use a bucket step and pivot with his play side foot at 45 degrees and then take off under control down the line of scrimmage. He wants to get at least 5 yards from the quarterback. It can be in that 5 to 7 yard range. Quarterback here, this is huge. We want to ultimately get the ball pitched to the back. So what he's going to do is take 2 shuffle steps with his play side foot, which would be his right foot in this diagram, right towards the outside hip of the defensive end, trying to get him to just squat so we can get the ball pitched. Real simple read. Again, if the defensive end stays on the line of scrimmage and keeps his shoulders squared all towards the quarterback, then we're going to pitch that to the back. If that defensive end gets upfield and turns his shoulders now towards the sideline, then after those 2 shuffle steps, he's going to go ahead and take off right off tackle, following that play side tackles combo block. Again, the idea here is we do want to get it pitched, so if you get any type of look by the defensive end of just staying on the line or trying to play right in the middle, pitch the ball and get it to that back out in space. Great blitz beater, simple install. Just leave 3 and we're going to read him. Thanks.